For what purpose does the gentleman from Colorado seek recognition?
Mr. Chairman, I have an amendment at the desk.
The clerk will report the amendment.
Amendment offered by Mr. Tipton of Colorado. Page 9, line 17, after the dollar amount, insert decreased by $7,655,000. Page 49, line 19, after the dollar amount, insert increased by $7,655,000.
Gentleman from Colorado is recognized for 5 minutes.
Mr. Chairman, as I stand here, wildfires are burning in my district and in the state of Colorado. The bark beetle epidemic, rampant drought, intense weather conditions, deteriorating forest health, they have all increased the propensity for devastating wildfires throughout the western United States. According to the National Interagency Fire Center, last year more than 9.3 million acres of land burned. That is an area that is approximately the size of Rhode Island, Delaware, the District of Columbia, and Massachusetts combined. These fires tragically claimed 13 lives, destroyed more than 2,000 homes, led to hundreds of millions of dollars in damages. Nearly 400,000 acres burned in Colorado alone, with the tragic loss of 6 lives. The status quo of addressing a problem when it's too late is no longer good enough. The status quo has given us decades of declining forest health. The status quo has given us years of increasingly catastrophic wildfires. The status quo has put people, communities, and ecosystems at risk. We must do more. Forests are vital for the western United States. They provide limitless environmental and economic benefits when healthy. It's our responsibility to be able to preserve this incredible natural resource and do all that we can to be able to restore forest health. And we also need to be able to prevent future loss of life and property to catastrophic wildfire. I urge this body to be able to join with me and my colleague, Congressman Polis of Colorado, in taking a step to be able to prevent these tragedies. For far too long, we've been working to stop fires once they start, and mitigation damage once it's already occurred. As the old saying goes, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. That is what this amendment is about, getting ahead of this problem by investing greater resources toward prevention so that we can take a more proactive approach to restoring our forests to a healthy natural state. Representative Polis and I have introduced this amendment to direct $7,655,000 to FEMA's National Predisaster Mitigation Fund, a program uniquely suited to be able to assist our effort to be able to reduce the occurrence of wildfire, as it would provide funds aimed at mitigating conditions that lead to these fires. Despite the need for proactive programs such as this in the wake of increased occurrences of extreme weather events, including wildfire, the National Predisaster Mitigation Fund is facing a reduction of nearly $2.5 million this year. Considering the value of this program and the term saving it generates it through prevention of destructive fires, I believe there are some more appropriate areas within the federal government where it can realize budget savings. Our amendment is offset by decreasing the same amount of funding in the Automation Modernization account of the Department of Homeland Security, which received an increase of $7,655,000 this year for its IT modernization, despite concerns that transparency of spending with the agency. I share the concerns expressed there. Senator Coburn's Waste Book provided some troubling findings about wasteful spending within DHS, including the fact that this agency has spent over $35 billion of the taxpayers' money in the last 10 years. In fiscal year 10, DHS spent $6.5 billion on IT spending alone. In 2013, DHS planned to spend $4 billion on 68 major IT programs. A third of these programs cost about $1 billion and were identified by the Government Accountability Office as containing waste and not meeting specified commitments. Besides being replete with wasteful government spending, many programs at DHS have found to be overlapping, unnecessary, or lacking in transparency. Until these concerns are addressed, I do not believe we should be providing additional resources for these programs at DHS. Instead, we better use that $7,655,000 to take steps towards proactively reducing the occurrence of devastating wildfires while redirecting those funds to the National Predisaster Mitigation Fund. I urge my colleagues to support this important amendment and safeguard our forests. I yield back the balance of my time.